Hey, welcome to Maximum Bat Speed. Want to do this video here on fixing bat drag. I work with a lot of softball players, and I find that bat drag is much more common in softball players than baseball. And one of the reasons why is just, whether it be baseball or softball, is how do you apply your pullback and resistance. And this video right here hopefully will help you to get a visual what I would be doing or suggesting to you if I was working with you to help you to fix bat drag. So let's get started here. Now the first thing I want to bring to your attention is this. Now with this player right here, the softball player, her knee is right over her back foot right here. And one of the reasons you don't want this is because when you have your knee going over your back foot, that starts to immediately deprive you of having the correct pullback because you're losing too many frames. In other words, as you're getting into your gather, there's 1, 2, all the way to 10 frames being lost, therefore depriving you of the pullback. Now you see here with Carlos Correa, and I chose this video here because it's such a high definition video. You can see that his knee right now is very obvious that there's a gap between the knee and the ankle, and this is what you want as you're getting into the apex of your gather, as you're getting into your swing. You can see right here, if I do draw a line with this UCLA player going straight down right here, that there is no gap. And this, whether you realize it or not, and many coaches don't, that this kind of lack of body position or stage of the swing as far as the lower body will create this to delay in getting into the pullback. Okay, so that's very important to know and understand what's going on with that. Now if we go a little further right here and you put the player here at toe touch, watch what's going on. Watch how her back elbow starts to drop as she gets into her toe touch right here. So right now she's at toe touch and she pretty much has a shoulder. Let me erase this right here. Let me erase this last one. I'm so sorry. And she has pretty much a shoulder to shoulder, and her elbow drops right here. Now if I do the same thing here with Carlos Correa, what should be occurring, and watch what happens as he gets into his toe touch. Watch how that back elbow works back and behind him as he gets into his toe touch. The back elbow works back and behind him, and this is what should be occurring. And you can see here it's very obvious that he has a shoulder to shoulder to elbow look right there. And another thing that's going on right here with his swing, he has a slightly bent arm, and he just has beautiful angles right there. That's beautiful. Now this young lady here right here has pretty good angles with the back elbow right here so far, but again you can see that there's a difference as far as what's going on with the back elbow, and this can create bat drag. So what I would have her do is do what Carlos Correa is doing here. Allow her to, as she gets into her toe touch, let that back elbow work back and behind her, back and behind her. Now as we go further here and she gets into her heel plant, now watch what's going on right here. Now she's at heel plant right here, and you can see here that now she has this kind of a look right here where her elbow has dropped considerably all the way down below her other arm right there. So her elbow right now is right here. And another thing that's going on, check this out with her bat. She's right there, and you can see there's a huge gap between her hands and the deltoid area right now. This creates a lot of problems with the swing as far as having bat drag because there's not enough resistance, there's not enough pullback. Yes, she plays for UCLA, but that does not mean that there's not room for improvement. I work with a lot of college softball players, and trust me, this is a common issue, and once you fix it, they start getting better results. Now if you watch what's going on with Carlos Correa as he gets into his heel plant, watch what's going on with his swing right here. He's going to get into his heel plant right here, and right now he's at his heel plant, and you can see there's a big difference as far as what's going on. His shoulders are still closed, his back elbow hasn't dropped too much, he has the bat right behind him right here, but you can see here as far as the gap that's going on, his hands are right there barely outside the deltoid area, where this player right here, there's just too much gap. And again, that's because she does not have enough resistance and enough pullback. And again, they're in the same stage of the swing right now. Now if I go further on here right here with what's going on with this player on the left here, watch what's going on as she starts to get into her hip rotation. Again, you can see right here there's a big difference as far as the gap between the bat and her hands, and her back elbow is down here, okay, and her hands at this stage of the swing are right here, and again, and her elbows right here. Now if I do the same thing with Carlos Correa, watch what's going on right here. They get to the same stage of the swing right here. You can see here there's a big difference. His elbow is right here, Okay, his hands are right here, and the hand path in which Carlos Correa is creating this kind of a hand path right here, where the hands are going around the deltoid area just about an inch beyond it, where this player right here, her hands are way out here. Again, you can see there's a big difference right here, and again, the cause and effect to all this is the pullback, having that resistance. Again, watch Carlos Correa here. As he gets into his swing, he has that pullback, still applying pullback even into his heel plant, and again, this creates this beautiful hand path right here. Just beautiful right there. This is what you see in elite swings right here. Now you can see right here, as far as what's going on with Carlos Correa, and I go here again to this player right here, how the bat drag's still very evident right there. And again, they're pretty much at the same stage of the swing right here. And the thing to pay attention to is this: when you do what this lady's doing on the left, your arm seems to get pretty much of an arm bar, and again, her elbow's still underneath her. Again, therefore bat drag, okay, and her hands are back here, and again her hands are right here. You can see with Carlos Correa, his hands are right here, his elbow's right there, but you can see here the big difference as far as what's going on with the lead elbow. He has that slightly bent arm right here, and again, that's again all cause and effect from the pullback, from the resistance that I just mentioned. So what I would do with this player right here, I would work with her, and if you're working with your child, if you're working with a player, I would have them fix the lower body first, and have them over and over do a lot of pullback and resistance, where you have the angles of what you see with here with Carlos Correa right here. She should look more like this right now, not the way she is. And that resistance, that pullback, is going to give you that beautiful hand slide. It's going to give you that beautiful bat path so that you can hit to the ball and through the ball, and just beautiful point of contact extensions here. And by doing what Carlos Correa is doing right here, it's going to allow you to get to the point of contact with these kind of angles right here. Now watch what's going on with this player. Because she's not applying pullback and the resistance, the elbow does not work up to the height of the mouth. This is very common. Watch what's going on right here. Even though she has a low pitch right here, she still should have the elbow up to the height of the mouth. You can see that her angles right now, her elbow's right there, and her forearm's right there, the barrel's right there, and this is the kind of angle she has with Carlos Correa. This is typical what you see with players who have great resistance, great pullback, and what I just mentioned before with the barrel below the hands. This is just classic what you see in elite swings. Now this player right here on the left, she looks very athletic, but the potential for her to improve upon her mechanics are great according to what I'm sharing with you. And one thing I'm going to share with you here with the player on the left very quickly here, she starts to swing because what she's doing, she gets a flat bat. In other words, you can see here that the bat is starting to get here a little flat, where she should have more of an angle right here as you start to swing here, like you see with Carlos Correa. That's what you should see more of. Now I did a 2-hour and 45-minute video explaining this, how to build your swing plan. If you apply it, you will fix your bat drag or significantly improve upon having bat drag flaws in your swing. Also, I do online video analysis. I hope you buy the video. Thank you for watching this. I hope you learned something about bat drag, and thank you so much for watching. Give me